Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFoat.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
Oh, yeah, and it's another Tuesday night. You're live with Diana Might. Yes, we're here in beautiful North Hollywood. I've got Scott Lucky Hudson here.
Glad to be here, Diana Might.
And, of course, we've got the mystery Bob. Yes, down there.
The mystery Bob.
The mystery Bob, yes. You know, all cash, no checks.
Yes,
and we've got Bruce back there.
Hey.
Handling the controls. Yeah, you too. You're dying with that, huh?
Oh, man.
That's an inside joke as we do our mic check every day. But we want to let everybody know that the 2015 schedules are coming out, and we are going to be talking about some of them tonight.
And tonight, I'm going to have a special guest. There's another automotive museum for you to see, and we're going to be talking about that in just a little bit. The Murphy Museum. Now, it has nothing to do with the Murphy principle.
Does it have anything to do with Murphy's Law? Which
No,
might
Murphy's
be
Law. That's what I was thinking about. No.
Anybody that's seen Interstellar, by the way, will understand that comment
Will
even
they?
better.
Okay. As we enter the March meet time, you can enter right online on thefoat.com this October.
Awesome.
Well, it's actually more than October
You mean
now, isn't it? It's November.
racers can enter
Racers
online?
can enter online
Can
for the March meet.
spectators?
I'm sure they can, but it's a little hard getting through the screen.
Yeah, how about the crew? Can they?
The crew, everybody,
Yeah,
go
okay.
online to the Foat. Get your passes now. It's so much easier. The race is just about half full now, but buy your entry. Also, your crew passes at Foat.com. And, of course, you can also buy your spectator tickets there. So get them while they're hot. Get into the March meet. It is the biggest event at Famoso Raceway every year. And don't forget, as we come up on the holiday season, Speed Scene's going to take a little bit of a hiatus. Our last show of the year, December 23rd. But we're going to be back just a few short weeks later on February 3rd with all that's hot and what's not and what's going to be.
Hey, Bob, we're going to
Yeah.
be putting a new engine in Diana Might's Double D
really
race
are?
car out. What will you be doing over the winter break?
I'm going to be working on my slot car track. And
I
on the
saw
hot rod.
pictures of those, too. You had
Yeah.
little people and trees,
Everything.
and there was even girls in bikinis in
That's
there.
true, and I
What?
just
Yeah.
I just ordered a hot tub for the track. Yeah, it's coming in from Great Britain. But now
Sick.
I'm going to be working.
Sick.
I'm going to work on my coupe. I got a new cooling system for the coupe, so I've got to put it in, and that's going to be my project over the Christmas break.
When you say cooling system, you're talking about just a radiator, or what are you doing?
Well, I've got new water pump, radiator. I got an aluminum one for it,
All right.
and got another electric fan. This one hopefully will do something. The one that I bought previously just didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
Plus a puke tank. I've never had a puke tank on the car.
What
No.
tank?
A puke tank.
The overflow
The
tank?
overflow,
The
yes.
overflow
The
container.
overflow.
I know. I
So
just
I'm gonna
wanted
try-
him to say it more than
yes.
once.
Puke
I'm just
tank.
puke tank. Yeah, it's kind of like having a puke, but it's one of those things. So I'm going to be working on that, and that'll give me time to put that together and get that thing to run cool. And maybe next year I'll put air conditioning in it. I've only had it 30 years, so I don't want to rush it.
No, you got to take your time with these things,
That's right.
man. Come on.
Yes.
Hey, November 29th, Match Race Madness, which is something we're going to touch on later tonight as well. But that's when it's coming up at Verona, just a little bit south of the Speed Scene Live studios on November 29th. It's this Thanksgiving weekend. Enjoy Thursday with the family. Then 5 pounds heavier come to the track for Heads Up Racing on Saturday. And Lucky and the Wilson Racing team, you might have seen the episode a couple of weeks ago right here at Speed Scene Live. They are going to go heads up. Plus, imports versus domestics racing each other. Tonight, going to talk with one of the promoters about some special stuff that's going on at the race. So it's a big ticket item, and I can't believe, Lucky, that it's already here. We've been talking about this for a month and a half.
That's right. We're getting ready to roll. We're getting all the final details, and we are going to be set for a great time. We're going to talk to somebody tonight. They're going to tell us a little bit about some of the activities. It's domestic versus import. It's Mo Wilson and Randy Wilson versus yours truly, Speed Scene Live, Lucky Hudson. There's all kinds of match races. There's all kinds of activities. There's all kinds of things going on. It's going to be a blast, and so we're looking forward to coming out and burning off some of those turkey calories and getting them out of the way. And hey, it'll be a lot of fun. Now, tonight we are going to have Dwight Garland on the show. He races, well, he's got a couple of dragsters. One's in the Nostalgia Eliminator class. The other one's been racing Nostalgia Eliminator 1, but really he's just been shaking the bugs. I think he might be getting ready to attack that 7.0 Pro class. So we're going to talk to him in just a little bit.
Nice.
Next week, Alex, the car girl, will be live in studio. In a couple of weeks, we will talk about the Dover Nostalgia Drags that will be at Lebanon Valley Dragway August 15th to the 16th. We're going to talk to Dino from the event. We're going to find out a little information, learn a little bit about this great nostalgia event that's going on.
We also want to let everybody know that we started a motor project, and it's a very important one because, of course, it's my motor project.
Wow.
Yes.
There we go.
We started that here on Speed Scene Live TV. It's called Project 406, the Double D Project for short. And Paul Williams Specialties, of course, he's doing this engine build for me, and we're doing weekly updates on the high performance build of a small block 406 Chevy. And from block to strip, and please follow along, see the motor come together, and watch it go down the track. I'm going to be out there at the March meet, and that's going to be the debut of this motor. I'm going to be headed down that track, going as fast as I possibly can. Hopefully just low 10s. I don't want to drop into the 9s yet, due to the fact that it's an original SS Nova, and I don't want to go too fast because then I'll have to cage it out. But I do want to do like some tight low 10s.
Cage that baby, man. Go on, throw some SFI on there.
There you go.
And you know what? I know Paul Williams is going to go to town for me, and he's going to do everything I need to do. I'm excited to see it happen.
Well, let's go ahead and let Paul Williams tell us a little bit about the engine build, and I think tonight he's going to talk a little bit about the pistons, give us a little update on what's going on with the rotating assembly.
Okay, so these are the pistons that we have out of the old engine, and I like these pistons. They're JEs. They got a thin ring package, and they also have a low dome, and I like that because it's got good flame travel. I'm not a big fan of motors that have a lot of dome in them because flame travel is huge. There's a lot of power to be had there. So that's one of the areas we're looking at.
Paul Williams is one of the best engine builders out there. That's why we use him here on Speed Scene Live. You'll see him at some of the big events talking to some of his customers. You'll see him with our cars. We are excited to be able to do this. Shortly, we're going to have some information about, we've already talked about SCE gaskets. We're going to talk about a couple other companies that are coming on board with this build. So we're looking forward to putting it in Diana's car, taking it down the track, and we're going to show you video. You've seen the block. Now see the car go down the track, and let's see what that number that comes up on that scoreboard is. But anyway, Diana, let's welcome our guest tonight.
Well, let's welcome Dwight Garland. Dwight, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Thank you.
Dwight, it's great to have you here on the show. We've talked a little bit about you a couple minutes ago, but you are what is people like to call a front engine dragster driver. That's your style.
That's the only way to go.
Now, your son helps you. He's, I guess, crew chief would be what you would call him?
Yeah, crew chief, tuner.
And he's involved with the team. Now, you're currently running a couple of cars. Tell us about the cars.
Yeah, and how come you're running two cars? How come your son, Junior, doesn't drive one and you drive the other?
Because he's a good son. He knows I love driving.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm driving the NE2 car, and Bob Vance, my partner in the other car, I've always wanted to drive a blown car. We ran a top fuel car at Lions back in the late 60s, and so he basically built this car for me. And we just got a new motor for it. So we think we're going to be able to run 7.0 Pro no problem.
Cool. That gives Cottrell a little bit of competition next year.
That's right.
Well, you know, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the car because the thing about the car that's important is that it's a lot different than the car you've been racing for a few years. You've been racing the Helter Skelter car, which is an injected car, and now this one is a blown car, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And what's the difference from a driver's viewpoint? You know, when you get behind the wheel, what do you notice?
Well, the viewpoint is the real key there. We're using a high-rise manifold that was off of his boat, which he still holds the record down at Blue Water on, and so I can't see around this. So I have to drive it kind of like do the wheel stand, or I have to watch the center line and the rail.
It's like driving one of those old the tail dragger aircraft.
That's it.
Wow.
Well, Dynamite, who do you have on the phone over there?
Well, actually, let's go to line one. I've got Tom Moore from Northern California on the line. He'd like to ask Dwight some questions. Tom, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
How you doing, Tom?
Your operation is the closest I ever got to, and I made this term up, pro/sportsman racers. You guys are cool. What, 2 motorhomes, canvas between them? You're cool.
Well, until this year, we considered ourselves NE 2.5.
Listen, I want to claim I can be a one-man interview, but I have some questions for you.
Okay, I have answers.
Cool. How's Linda?
She's fine.
Excellent.
She's home watching.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
That's good that you brought her up, so now he can say, you know, honey, I made sure that we talked about you because, you know, more important than drag racing.
Yes.
Yeah, she's such a beautiful lady. I think I met him before. I met her before he married her.
Hey. Well, she is. The good thing is she's very supportive of this sport and me, which is helpful.
Okay, maybe this is rehashing something. Are Sean and Snarlin still crewing for you?
Yes, Snarlin is the crew chief, and he does all the tuning.
Okay, cool.
On the Helter Skelter car.
Yeah, now there's 2 cars, so Snarlin only does the Helter Skelter car, right? Who's doing the other car?
Bob Vance does that.
Okay, and what's the name of the other car?
Ape Shaker.
Ape Shaker.
It's
Okay.
Ape Shaker 2. He named it after his blown hydro boat that he used to race.
Okay, so we got the Helter Skelter car and the Ape Shaker car. Okay, Tom, I just wanted to clarify so I could follow along.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought that Dwight was driving the new car.
Oh, no.
So anyway, because one of my questions was, has he kept the Helter Skelter car? And if so, will someone else be driving it? Well, that's a moot point.
That's right.
Dwight, didn't you win in
2012.
ANRA or WCHRA?
No, ANRA NE2.
NE2, cool. Have you had T-shirts made for the new car?
Yes, we have.
Cool.
Come out and get one. You see us at the March
Maybe
meet.
someday I'll get back and run across you and maybe get one.
Good.
Okay, this is a tough question, partner. Is the shifter in the new car located so the driver's pants leg doesn't get caught up in it?
Yes. Everything in the new car is set up just like the old car, although we did fix that problem.
Well, hey, Tom, one last question, because we got a bunch of people on the lines. One last question.
Dwight, will you be driving a jet or wheel stander in exhibition this year?
Well, yes, I'll still be driving the wheel stander also. But Bob's going to hold on to the jet truck this year, and I may license in that and drive it the following year.
Okay, cool. Thanks for your time, Scott and Dwight.
Tom,
Talk
good to hear
later.
from you again.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for calling in. Bruce, why don't you bring up line 4? Dwight, have you ever heard of a guy named Duke?
That's our NF driver for our DGAS Camaro.
Duke, welcome to Speed Scene Live. I understand you're calling in to talk to the star of the team.
I am. That's a fact. He is a star. He's doing a good job. I'm just shocked. He looks older on TV than he does in person.
Well, you're
You are
scoring points there. There you go.
But he's older than me, so I can get by with that.
You're gonna be scraping the rocks off those tires next time I see you, aren't you?
You think I don't every time?
Okay.
Believe me, I'm at the bottom of the pit. No, Dwight's he's a great driver, and with the new motors in this new car, because the Helter Skelter always runs right on track, but the new car, it is going to be a dynamic force at the track this next year.
Awesome.
Something to watch.
We are looking forward to seeing it out there, and you know what? The important thing is that it always seems like Dwight's having a good time when he races it.
You know, I think I want to see Tracy out there in a pair of hot pants being the backup girl for that car.
She's going to be.
Well, I'm looking at you. That wouldn't be bad either, I guess. I'll ask my wife.
I'm glad I'm watching from the tower. That's all.
No, the Ape Shaker and Helter Skelter is going to be a force to be reckoned with next year.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Duke, I want to thank you for calling into the show, and we appreciate you watching.
You bet. You guys have a great day. Thanks, Dwight.
All right. Diana, you have another caller you'd like to bring on.
Let's go to line 3, and let's welcome Will. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi. You had a question for Dwight?
Dwight, how you doing? I'm a big fan. Just curious when the next time the Ape Shaker is going to be out there that we can take a look at you.
We're going to be at the March meet.
Which will be
Where's that at?
March 5th through the 8th at Bakersfield.
4 days.
All right. Get your tickets now on the phone.
If you want to preview, come out the weekend before.
Oh.
What's going on the weekend before?
Everybody's going to be out there
practicing.
It's going to be a test and tune the weekend before, and we'll be out there with Dynamite's Nova probably testing out the new motor. I recommend you come in the afternoon after Dwight's made a couple passes,
Get the rubber down.
He's really happy then. You can talk to him for hours.
There we go.
All right. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in, Will.
Thanks.
Thank you, Will. You know what, Dwight? It seems like every time I know I've mentioned it, but it seems like every time you're at the track, you're always having a good time. You're enjoying the racing. Is that what it's all about for you, to drive the cars, have a good time?
That's the whole thing, driving the car. Win or lose, I love driving the cars.
Well, let's go to. We're going to jump around a little bit, but don't worry, we'll come back.
Stay here. Don't go.
All your legions of fans. Don't worry, we're coming back to Dwight. But we would like, we've got the big Match Race Madness coming up, and we've got Jerry Garrison on the phone, and we would like to talk to him a little bit and find out a little bit about what's going to happen this weekend at Match Race Madness at Verona. Dynamite, can you bring him on, please?
Sure. Let's go to line 5. Jerry, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hi, Dynamite. How are you?
We're doing well, thank you. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Jerry, you've got a big slate of events set up for this weekend at Verona Drag Strip. Tell us what's going down.
Oh, we've got so many match races that we put together. We've got about 24, 25 races. This is a little special because we've got import versus domestic, and it's really just opened up the lines in the field of communication about these guys, and they're really wanting to get at each other. Another big thing we have going on is we've got Josiah Trejo. He's a 16-year-old boy with spina bifida, and I've been friends with him over the years, and went up there to recently visit him, me and my girlfriend. And he's always commenting on the cars that are on my Facebook page. He loves cars, loves drag racing. Now, this is a kid that's pretty much homebound. He doesn't get out much except to go to doctor's appointments and things like that. So we went ahead and invited him down to come on down and Match Race Madness, and just the smile on this boy's face was just ecstatic. This was the same kid that about 2 years ago, he wanted 100 bikes to come by his house, and the bikers got together. 4,500 bikes showed up to this kid's house. It was crazy. So now basically his next wish is that he wants to see some cars race. So we've got him coming up to the track. We've got a special place for him to be. We've got a banner that we've got made up that the racers are going to sign for him, and some of the racers are bringing pictures of their cars and autographing to him. It's going to be a really big day for this kid.
Nice to bring him out and let him enjoy the weekend.
Exactly. It's going to be really good. I've been talking with him and his dad on the phone on a weekly basis, and they're just ecstatic. They can't wait for it to happen.
Now, where can people go to find out information? This race is really cheap for spectators to come out and watch, isn't it?
It's $10 to come out and watch, and we guarantee you put on the best Match Race Madness on the West Coast. It's races that we pre-put together for the last 2 or 3 months. These guys know who they're racing. We put them together by their ET slips, so whether they're foreign or domestic, the race is going to be close. It's going to come down to the racer.
And you've got some heavy hitters coming out there. Santos is clicking off 5-second times with that Toyota.
Santos is coming out. He's racing a big block Chevelle. That's a tube chassis with nitrous. They're going at it. Chris Laufer now is coming out. He's going to race Duncan Patterson. Chris Laufer, as you know, just raced at the Super Streetcar Nationals. Ran a 777 in his Turbo Bug.
Wow.
He's coming out to race Duncan Patterson, who runs a 4-second big block Camaro, and they're going to be going at it. We're looking at a high 4-second, low 5-second times with these two.
Wow.
Nice. Well, there's a lot happening this Saturday. All the people out there that are watching the show, stay home Thanksgiving Day. Enjoy the day with your family. Enjoy the holiday, the family time. Hey, next day you're starting to get bored. You had a few leftovers.
Well, when your wife's out shopping, because she will be when it comes to Black Friday and Saturday, pack up your race car, go down to Verona, or just go as a spectator and have fun. Watch the show. It's going to be phenomenal.
Come on down, watch me race Wilson Racing. All these different matches. Come on down and meet all the people at Match Race Madness. You're going to have a great time. Right, Jerry?
You got it. Thanks, Lucky.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling in.
You bet.
Well, now, Dwight, do you ever go to car shows?
Every once in a while.
You know, I know your son. He's a Pontiac fan.
Yes.
He's got he's got a few cars, and I think I've seen a car or two in your ensemble.
Well, they have car shows there at their facility every now and then.
That's invitation only.
Oh, okay.
We just invited everybody on speed.
Everybody's welcome.
Well, nobody knows when the official Christmas party is, do they?
Well, but we can find out in a minute here. Wait a minute.
Yes.
That ends up in about April, I think.
Yes,
April,
yes.
yeah.
Every April is the
Beats the
Christmas
rush.
party.
Yeah.
Well,
Happy Easter.
Right now, Hot Rod Bob Beck is going to bring on a special guest. And Bob, who are you going to talk to?
All right, we're going to be talking to Dave Neal from the Murphy Museum. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Beck, and you've got gas on Speed Scene Live. Dave Neal, how you doing? You with us now?
Sir, I'm right here. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now, you are the proprietor, I guess you could say, of the Murphy Museum in Oxnard.
Yes, that is correct. So I'm the director of the museum and owner, and there's a little backstory to that. But I'm the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker for the whole thing.
The head guy and bottle washer too, huh? Now you've got a great museum. It's a nice place. It's easy to get to. It's freeway close outside the San Fernando Valley in a nice cool area in Oxnard. And you put on some special events as well. And I'm involved in a little bit with it. The latest one is Big American 8-Cylinder Power. Now this is your quarterly promotion, right?
Yeah, so there's one thing Americans have done well, and that is make big cars with big displacements and a lot of weight. So our fourth quarter exhibit, which is going on right now, celebrates that. So anything that's big and heavy that was made in Detroit or maybe made in South Bend, we have on display there. We have V8s, of course, but also straight H. You know, a lot of the younger folks, I would say 40 years and younger, may not know about straight eights, and it's always fun to educate the public about these big, long engines with 8 cylinders, and we have a few down there, straight 8 cylinders. We're
looking at one right now, the Chrysler Town & Country, that's got a straight flathead 8. You've got a Packard there. You've got, and I don't remember if there was a Buick. I was up there last month. We had a little meeting there about the future of the Murphy, and there's lots going on. Now, we've also shown some photographs of the trailer event. You do a trailer event every year.
Yeah, so we're a car museum, but I'll tell you, we get more people coming out during the quarter for our trailer show,
And then we have a one-day open house at the last weekend of that quarter, which is the last weekend of June. We get over 1,500 people coming to our museum just for one day. There's just a big interest in vintage camping trailers. People call them canned hams. You see them going down the road, a little wing in the back, and they have all these really cool colors on them, like from the 50s, like coral or red. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, people love coming to look at these trailers. So we actually have a few on display inside the museum now because people really like to see these things.
Well, that's a real trendy thing now. Yeah. I mean, they've got shows on TV about renovating these old camp trailers and just how cool you can really, and functional you can make them.
Now you've got the airflows inside. We're showing some pictures of some of the trailers that were outside. Like you said, you had 1,500 people, and there were 100 or so trailers brought in. Wow,
that's a lot.
Yeah, so we had. There's a lot of people living among us who keep their trailers in the side of their house or in the back or maybe in a barn. And I've been involved in the trailer culture for a long time. You and your listeners probably know about the big FSMO trailer show every May.
No.
And that has over 300 trailers there. And then there's one in September up in Buellton at the Flying Flags RV Park. You have almost 200 trailers there. And I just know a lot of these folks, and I thought, how fun to put a trailer show together. And just made some phone calls, and we filled up that parking lot with some wonderful trailers. The oldest one, actually, you've probably seen it, Bob, because I see you down at the museum all the time, a 1924 house car, which is basically an old Chevy pickup, 4-cylinder with a plywood built house on the back. Basically, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the first motorhome. That's I saw that when we were there last month. It was inside the building so people could see it, but it's an unrestored vehicle too.
Yeah, it's on loan at the museum from a collector who found it out in Tehachapi in the desert.
Oh, gee.
And towed it, had it hauled down at the museum, put it in the corner, and this. We look at all these RVs that cost, these new ones that cost so much money and, $100,000 and more.
Right.
This thing is perfect. Has everything you need. It has a place for the driver, a bed, a wooden stove, and a chamber pot.
Yeah, there you go.
Why would you need anything else?
There you go.
Got it all right there.
Now, you've got a special event coming up on December 14th.
Yes, so we are glad to announce Cars and Christmas. That's December 14th. That's a Sunday. It goes from noon to 4. And we are working with Food Share of Ventura County, a very, very good cause. So if you bring 2 cans of food, admission is $5. And we're going to have 2 really cool museum trucks out in the parking lot. One is a red and white Chevy pickup. Another is a 46 Dodge pickup. Have your picture taken next to the truck. They're going to be wrapped up with wreaths and bows. And we're going to have hot chocolate and warm cider and just a really, really fun way to spend an afternoon.
All right, so if they want to find out more about this, they go to the Murphy Museum website, which is murphyautomuseum.org.
There you go, murphyautomuseum.org.
And the address there, where are they going to be going?
2230 Statham Boulevard in Oxnard, and that's right off Oxnard Boulevard, which is also PCH. That's sort of where it begins, Highway 1. So really easy to find, lots of free parking, and we encourage everyone to come on out and look at our big American 8-cylinder power display, drop off some food, and
bring your
very, very fine way to spend some time with us. And did I tell you about the big train we have in there? Have we talked about that?
No.
Trains are big and heavy.
Trains are good, yes.
So we're also home to the Gold Coast Modular Railroad Club, 1,800 square foot HO scale train.
Oh yeah,
that comes out to about 26 scale miles of track. And that thing runs when we're open. The train is running, and so it's great because the kids can watch the train, and then mom and dad can go look at the cars and the travel trailers and the exhibit.
And it's not really just a train going around. It's going through a city. It's going across the desert, through the mountains. It's all landscaped.
Yeah. They spend. So the guys who who run that train, they meet every Wednesday night at the museum and do their own club meeting, and they paint scenery and they add track and they fix things. And that way it's ready to go when the museum is open on the weekend. So it's always in good repair, and they're very passionate about what they do, and scaling these trains, and they do a great job.
All right,
Nice.
and you're a nonprofit organization, so what you're looking for, too, is you've got memberships available to the museum. You're open what days of the week so people can come up, though?
Sure. So April through December, we're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then outside of those months, which is January, February, March, we're open Fridays and Saturdays. $9 admission. If you're 12 years or younger, it's free. If you're active military or in uniform, it's free.
Wow.
And memberships are for sale. We sell memberships for $40. That's good for 12 months from when you bought it. For you and one other person, unlimited access even for our special events. So that's a fantastic value by buying a membership. And so we have them for sale. Just ask the docent at the front desk when you come in. We'd be happy to hook you up with one.
And it's a great museum. It's not going to become a French museum like another one we've talked about. But we won't say that too much. But it's a great museum. Go to it. It's in beautiful Oxnard. You're just a few miles from the beach. It's a great place to go. And you've got special events, cruise nights and such through the summer. And movies. I've gone to movies there. You set them up in the quad.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right,
Movie nights has been real popular with us this past summer.
All right, so come on up to Oxnard. Come to the Murphy Museum. Be part of the food drive. Bring up a couple of cans of food and get into the museum for $5. Enjoy the museum. Enjoy the exhibits there. And check out the website because the next event is the Jeeps coming up in the first week of January.
Hey, thank you so much for calling in. It's been great to hear about the Holiday Museum, and we look forward to coming on up and seeing all the events, all the exhibits.
Great. We hope to see you there. Thanks, thanks for having me, and enjoyed my time.
Thanks for calling
in, Dave.
Bruce, let's go to a quick commercial break. Let's get that out of the way. When we come back, we're going to get back to Garland and talking a little bit about his cars.
Nice. Speed Scene Live. Keep it here.
My name is Mike Halstead. I drive Mark Stuckey's 69 Nitro Charger, fuel funny car. I watch Speed Scene live all the time. You should too.
At Aeromotive, we believe that performance means reliability, longevity, and durability. Being the best is no secret. By utilizing aerospace processes, procedures, technology, in-house engineering, true applications knowledge, and 3 generations of track experience, it's easy to see why we're the best. We take great pride in the fact that everything we sell, we design and make in the USA. See our entire line of fuel pumps and related products by logging on to aeromotiveinc.com. Aeromotive. We know it, we race it, we live it.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all. And every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
Hi, I'm Robert Overholser, driver of the California Hustler, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefoat.com.
Welcome back. I would be Bruce Barker. In fact, I am. So forget what I just said. Dynamite's here as well.
Yes, I am Dynamite.
Yes, Lucky Hudson
I will not be Bruce Barker.
Oh, yeah? Well, why? Why I oughta, like they used to do in those old movies. Why did they do that?
Who only knows?
That's how you used to. That's how you used to box in the 30s.
You'd
Well,
be-
Dwight, you were around in the 30s. Is that how you boxed?
It was.
So wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
It hurt
wrong.
like hell when you hit too. Man.
Yeah, he's going to
yeah.
be smacking you later, Lucky.
Yeah, that's right. Hot Rod Bob's here. Dwight Garland is our special guest tonight. We got a lot of stories to tell right here at Speed Scene Live.
Now, Dwight, you are actually Dwight Garland the second, correct?
Junior.
Junior. And then your son is Dwight Garland the third, but we affectionately call him Snarling Garland. But you have been racing a lot of the nostalgia events, and of course, you people will see at some of the big shows with the pick parts people.
Yes.
Tell us what your how does that all come together, and why do you always hire those pretty girls to sit in your
Yeah, I was going to
booth?
say, why are there always scantily clad women around you? What's that all about?
That pulls them in to buy the product.
Buy what product?
We need fuel. Well, LKQ is one of our sponsors, and they're part owners in Pick Your Part. So they both help us out on the racing budget, and hopefully after this they'll help us out a little more.
Well, I hope so.
There you go, yeah.
So now Pick Your Part. That's when you go there and you can actually take your tools and pick the part off the car that you need, and you save money that way, right?
A lot of money.
No, a lot of money.
And there's locations all over. It's really a big company, and they have all kinds of stuff. It's amazing sometimes how much stuff you can get at Pick Your Part. Now, what's the story with the jet car? Because sometimes I see you guys have a jet car, sometimes you don't. Oh, wait, here's a shot of you racing the Hitman. I'm not sure where. Well, it's at Auto Club Famoso, obviously, but
Where's that camera mounted at?
It's on the body somewhere, I think.
Yeah, it is. We got framework down at the bottom of the screen.
You want to elaborate here?
This is when George he puts those mirrors on his car and told me he was going to keep me right there all the way down. And afterwards, I told him I need to borrow the mirrors because I never did see you. But he's a great guy.
Was that during an elimination or a time trial?
No, that was eliminations.
All
That's
bye
good.
bye, George.
Snap.
So yeah,
Bye, George.
You beat him on the tree and then shut him at the finish line with the dough.
Yes, everybody knows you live and die by that tree.
You got it.
That's right. That's right. Now, this is probably the Helter Skelter car we're looking at. Because I could not find any video of the new car yet.
Well, this was the first year for the new car, and after the halfway up the season, we were doing pretty well. We were number 3 in the points, and then we just were having lots of motor problems. So we're like Diane, we've got a brand new motor going in.
Yay! So you'll be debuting that at the March meet as well, huh?
Yes. It'll be
Okay.
fun.
Now, I don't know about the motor problems, but your son Dwight told me that there was a problem with one of the feet. Apparently, your right-hand foot kept pushing too hard on the gas, and you kept going, 730s in a 760 class?
715.
715? Yeah, he said there was a problem with one of the
Leadfoot.
feet.
You have leadfoot-itis or something like that.
The firewall's a little longer now.
Bobby Cottrell said it really the right way. All we do is push the pedal. It's up to the crews to make the car go where it's supposed to.
Blame that crew chief.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And now, you talked to me before. You said you were thinking about taking this 760 car that wants to run 7s and actually running 7s with the 7.0 Pro car. Just forget about slowing it down. Let's just run the car and see where it runs. Is 7s doable for that car, the Ape Shaker?
Well, yes. The little motor we had in there was pretty tired, and it was still running 715s, and this is all new technology. We were using an old motor. So this one, we could probably go in and run A fuel, but we just can't afford it. We're no Bobby Cottrell.
Well, I think the 7.0 Pro is a really fun class, and there's a lot of cars competing in that class. It's really growing. When I go back east, big fields, lots of 7.0 Pros. Although I do notice it's not all dragsters. It's dragsters, altereds, they have a variety of things.
And that's one of the benefits of that 7.0 class. It's just a center steer class.
Yeah.
You can run what you brung.
And go fast.
Yeah, you get to go fast, right? That's the final word, right, Dwight?
Well, and the good thing is, that they every once in a while break into the 200s in 6 seconds.
Wow.
And that's where we all want to be.
Yeah.
Well, with that new motor, you might be in the 6 seconds. What do you think?
Well, this old motor would have gone in the 6 seconds. We were running under driving the blower, running it fat, and it was still running that. And we couldn't get it slowed down.
Wow.
So with the new motor, it should run deep into the 6s, and we'll back it up and save motor and parts.
Now, do you have to change your driving style from one car to the other, or is it still
No, it's still
Go.
If you lift, you lose.
Don't lift.
Yeah, but you've got 2 front motor cars.
Yes.
And an altered.
No
No,
altered.
just 2 front motor cars.
No, we have
Yeah.
the 2 front motor cars. Then
Right.
Pick Apart has their 69 Camaro.
Okay.
And then I drive a wheel stander.
Okay.
And that's all the
And
cars
Bob
we have.
Oh, that's all. Just 4 cars.
4 cars,
Boo-hoo.
yeah.
Poor me. 4
Yeah.
cars only.
Well, Bob Vance drives the Inferno, which is the pickup jet car. I drive the wheel stander, and then I drive the other 2 cars. and I'm just finishing up a street car, 57 Chevy, which I'll have to let Diane drive because that one's a mere 850 horses.
Oh, that's all. Drop in the bucket.
I've got 3 cars that don't have that much horsepower combined.
Yeah, me too.
At my age, this is my last car.
Well, I don't know about that. You know, I don't know.
And the nice Linda they're talking about, she has been very, very helpful with this.
Now's your time to really kiss some butt
Yes.
right here. Okay?
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, Linda, you are fantastic. He talks about you all the time off camera.
all so nicely, too.
What an angel you are.
Amazing.
It's surprisingly, he never says anything good about Snarlin, though. That's what I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, you know, Dwight Jr., third,
Yeah.
Snarlin, does always back his dad up. He, gives him kudos. He's out there at the track with them, helping him out, right?
He's always there.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And he's turned into be an excellent tuner. When we first started this, we were in the 860 category, and if we get in the 860s anywhere, we would have paid $100. And the last time he tuned it, we went out and turned an 862. So, what's wrong with you?
Now, you mentioned that you run the Heritage Series and also the ANRA Series,
yes.
correct? Now, I've got ANRA's schedule April 17th and 19th. They're going to be having their summer opener. Will you be at that event?
We're going to be at all of them.
At all of them. Okay, and the new motor, the car, you'll be ready to go, right?
Yes, we will.
Going for that championship, huh?
Hey, if we can, we can.
All right.
Now
Now, as
that-
good as chance as anyone.
There you go.
That means you'll be back June 19th and 21st, also August 28th and 30th, and October 16th through the 18th. Go to ANRA.com. I believe that's the website. American Nostalgia Racing Association. They hold all their events at Bakersfield. Great association. You like running the ANRA?
Oh, I love running. Butch is the greatest out there, and there, he always has the barbecue. Out there.
And those awards are awesome. I love the Butchie.
Yeah, the Racer Appreciation Barbecue is really nice.
Yeah.
He feeds all the racers for free, and it's just like a heritage event, only he doesn't have the the nitro cars, so you get a lot of runs. Guys like you and me, me in a Seagas car, and and Bob Beck in a
fast microphone.
In a fast microphone, we all get a lot of
Sometimes,
seat time.
I've got the fastest mouth in the West. Yeah.
Well, we'd like to this year look into maybe another.
Another car? Really? I mean, isn't enough enough? Okay.
Another association, see if we can do some more races.
Well, Dwight, I wanted to ask you because, you've really been having a lot of fun out here on the West Coast, but there's a whole country filled with races. Bowling Green in Kentucky, the Hot Rod Reunion, the NDRL has a full line of cars. There's a lot of racing. Right there, they were showing Santa Pod Raceway in England.
Yeah.
That might be a little far. But you know what? There's a lot of racing going on. Have you considered maybe...
LKQ, who sells aftermarket parts, body parts, they are nationwide, and they are bigger on the East Coast than they are here. So we're hoping that they might fund a couple of races back there.
There you go.
all you got to do... Can you get time off of work?
Maybe.
You think so?
How's
Talk
the
to
boss? The boss lenient? The boss let you go a little bit?
They won't let me in.
I know you can get time off work, and I know you can do all that stuff, but I just got a phone message from Blanche, and she said that you better be careful on that track and don't drive so doggone fast. Be safe. That's what she said.
I just told her to keep it rubber
Is
side down.
that, is that your mom, Dwight?
That's my sister.
Oh, your sister. Oh.
Little sis looking
In
after
fact,
you.
she used to be married to Bob Vance.
Oh, okay.
And she said the same thing to him, and it didn't work then either.
He wouldn't listen?
No.
No, it seems to be a trait in the team.
Yeah. Well, actually, we like I say, we used to run Top Fuel back at Lions back in the early '60s with Bob Richardson, who now runs the Circuit Breaker. Mm-hmm. So,
but that was back in the old days when regular guys like us could run Top Fuel.
That's right.
You didn't have to borrow $1 million just for one event.
We built the motor in the garage with plastic gauge.
Yeah. Now, what kind of motor did you run back then?
Just a Hemi.
A Hemi.
And,
okay.
And it was started out to be a really nice Hemi, and by the end of the night, it was who was broke the least.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The least amount of parts attribution.
But we were competitive back then. We got to race. It's really nice. We got to race all the big guys. Snow Ford, Howard Cam Rattler.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Condit, Beaver Brothers and Condit. Matter of fact, Dave Condit, who died here a couple years ago. Yeah. I went to school with him, and he was one of my good friends and really Dwight's uncle. So we knew John Forrest before he was John Forrest when we were hanging around with the Condits and the Beaver Brothers over there in Bell Gardens.
Well, so you got a lot of history. So this nostalgia racing just fits you perfectly. You're very comfortable with this. This is just like you've always done. Only now they call it nostalgia. Back then,
it was just racing.
Yeah. It was that was cutting edge.
So it's kind of like being a DJ on a pop station, and then 20 years later, it's now oldies.
Yeah.
Same songs.
Same songs. The music hasn't changed.
It's really sad when you listen to KRF 101 and they're playing songs from the 90s. Michael Jackson.
Hey, wait, did we listen to the news? I thought this was
Henry Harrison.
Say that again?
Have you ever heard of driver Henry Harrison?
No, I haven't.
He was a big name. He sold John Forrest his very first race car.
Wow.
The altar that he has hanging on the wall with all four wheels off the ground. If you look really close, it says Henry Harrison on the side.
And did Harrison drive the car before Forrest bought it?
Oh, yes, that was his car. But
that was his car, okay.
Henry has a... People need to go on and look up Henry Harrison. He has a long set of credentials. He's like Mr. C, Gary Cochran, all that. But he drove for Mickey Thompson and a few others. He was the first driver, I believe, to have set the top speed and low ET at a national event. So he was quite a driver.
Now, I heard when Forrest was running back in those days, they used to nickname him the Leaker.
Why was that? Did his car leak?
All the time. Every place.
Well, he was running on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, and they didn't have diapers back then, right?
Not that he wore it, but...
or the car.
He was trying to run Top Fuel with a sportsman budget.
Right. Well, and that shows what dedication it takes to be a racer now.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks John Forrest is this big rich millionaire, but for 15 years he was like me.
Yeah,
he was evidently more dedicated than me though. I had a family to support.
Yeah.
So I didn't get back in this until my boys, when we ran Top Fuel, we used to stick Dwight in the cockpit on the way back, so he has really good memories of that. He was only 5. And so 8 years ago they said, Here's the keys to a truck. Go back to Michigan. There's something back there for you. And there was the Helter Skelter. So good sons.
There you go.
They just wouldn't get me anything with a blower on it.
Until now.
Until recently.
Well, they didn't do that. I had to turn to Bob Vance for that. and let me give kudos to Bob because he was done with this type of racing, and he built this car expressly because I never got to drive the Top Fuel back then.
Really?
And this one drives. This was as fast as our old Top Fuel.
Wow, what a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Wow. Well, it's funny. He always seems like he's enjoying himself at the drags.
Yeah.
Why was he done?
He said he got used to driving these jet cars. He said the only thing a piston car was good for was to drag a jet to the line.
Now I have the other saying. I say the only thing a jet car is good for is drying the track when it rains.
Yeah.
Okay, you tell him I said that too.
Well,
wait. You tell him Diana might say that.
Yeah, get me in trouble.
He was a Pomona.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, Jerry Siegel built this car we're driving now.
Well, and Jerry was a driver himself.
Yes.
He drove jet cars, and I remember at LACR, he was the first guy to go off the track at almost 300 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well, I remember when he finally broke the record, I think there was a speed limit at 310, and he went 312.
Yeah.
And they told him, don't do that. And he says, just as long as I have the record, no problem.
Slap your hands, slap your hands. Oops.
Now, is he still involved with the Pick Apart Group?
No, but he and Bob are very good friends. We've known each other forever, and so he came in from Vegas on weekends to build this Ape Shaker for us.
Cool.
And he's back into jets again.
Is he?
And he just got his wife licensed in a jet funny car.
Wow. So I didn't think he could stay away too long.
No, not Jerry.
Now, earlier in the night, Tom Moore called in and wanted to know about the shifter getting hung up on the pant leg. What's the story on that?
Well, the shifter in Helter Skelter, there's no guard on the shifter, and every once in a while my pants would bunch up and get in between the solenoid, and so I'd be punching the button, and I get back to the back of the boys, hit the button. I said, I'm hitting the button. And we found out it was just the pants getting caught in there, so we fixed that guard now.
That can be dangerous, can't it?
You know, I've noticed that you never wear pants now when you race. That's why.
Well, you know, you've seen that. You've seen that dragster with the butt hanging out the back, haven't you?
Yeah. That's Joe Grusin, isn't it?
I love it.
Yeah, it's one of the Grusin cars, yeah.
Yes.
Now, so you got these cars, you got this whole program, you got this world domination plan going on. If everything went out the door and you had any choice of any car, no budget to deal with, what would you drive?
Top Fuel.
All the way to the top, huh?
In fact, I was talking to Richardson last time. I asked him what it would take to start driving that. He said, just a mere $30,000.
That's all. Well, heck.
Well, I won't be driving that one this year.
Jeez.
Well, it wasn't that long ago Top Fuel was running 7.0s.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
when we got out of it in '69, we were just barely in to the sixes. We ran like 690s, just a little over 200. So this car can actually outrun it.
Wow.
But as we know, it's the traction we have now.
Yeah,
tire compounds, track itself,
technology.
Well, now they put VHT over the whole track. We used to just pour it in front of the tire.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they got kind of dirty, and they banned that. And then we did the fire burnouts and gas.
Oh, I love the fire burnouts.
Got to ban that.
Yeah, I love that.
That's back when it was fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, I don't know if you've got time, but let's take a commercial break, and maybe during that commercial break we could try to find a photo of a fire burnout.
I think that's a great idea.
And we'll talk about that when we return. Speed Scene Live, coming back with more of Dwight Garland Jr.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts like correct link steering systems keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at CurrieEnterprises.com. Everyone in the armed forces that has served to defend our great country and our freedom, all of us here in the United States of America would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661 324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you. Slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online, mention the Speed Scene, and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. MNHTires.com.
This is Stormy Bird, the driver of the Revelation Modified Fuel Roadster, and when I'm not drag racing, I'm watching Speed Scene Live, always with Diana and Lucky Scott.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefoat.com.
All right, welcome back to Speed Scene Live. Back again after we had a week off, and Donnie and Dar were here. We've got Diana Might.
Welcome.
And Scott, Lucky Hudson.
Hey, good to be here. You've got the king of the fire burnout. Well, you've just got the king.
Yeah, and Dwight Garland is with us. And then making sure that everything works, it's Bruce Barker behind the scenes.
I'm just glad that replacement camera worked.
Yeah, it worked on the first try.
I can actually see.
That might not be a good thing.
Shazam.
Hey, here's a couple of still sort of slow motion shots, and we'll take a look at a much better fire burnout here in just a second. But yeah, since we were looking at some Santa Pod footage over in England.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're talking about.
So now, how did they do this? They would put the something around. Are you sure that's a fire burnout? Or they put something down on the ground and then do the burnout through the
or
fire?
Is that just a fire?
Gasoline, light it, and do the burnout.
Yeah.
Talk about getting the tires soft.
Ouch.
Man, you know, yeah, I think it'd be one thing to actually drive through it, but to actually sit in it while the flames come up and get out of the way. Now, you guys used to do that with your cars? You ever do that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And
didn't last long, though.
No?
And that was a fun thing, right? That was considered fun?
You already know the burnout is the most
Well, I like
fun.
the burnout, but not when there's fire underneath me. I mean, that car is turning from orange to black right there.
He's going full bore.
Yeah, that might be a little overboard.
I think he's going to need a paint job.
Is he like dropping? Look at that. The it's melting.
I think he caught fire and didn't realize it. Well, there goes that paint. Yeah, I hope he's got a good painter in the house.
Wow, hopefully.
I think he needs a
look,
Speed
he's
Scene Live
jumping up
sticker.
and down. Yay, look at me.
He's happy.
He needs a Speed Scene Live sticker.
I barbecued my car.
Now, Dwight, have you entered for the March Meet yet?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because they're selling entries on thefoat.com, like Diana might told you at the beginning of the show, or Bob told you, or one of these two.
We all did.
And the March Meet's coming up April 5th through the 8th. And
No. March Meet's not coming up in April.
March 5th through the 8th.
Yes, March.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Brain fart.
Yes. Hey, we've got some What's Going On.
Okay,
let's do a
what's
couple
going on?
minutes of What's Going On because, hey, we got some great turkey races, Thanksgiving Day races. There you go.
Can't forget our Thanksgiving turkey. And What's Going On is brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive, and M&H Tires, as well as thefoat.com.
Lots of races going on. Bowling Green has 3 10K races. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Win at $10,000 each day. Farmingham Dragway also has a Thanksgiving race called the Thanksgiving Money Fest.
And then Brendanton. Is it Brendanton? Brendanton Turkey Bash. $2,500 to win.
What is that, Florida? Bradenton?
Bradenton.
I think
that
it
could
is.
be, yeah.
I think it is. Hey, Hub City Raceway out in Missouri, they've got a foot brake race, a street race, junior dragsters, They've got a bunch of stuff going on. Dynamite, how about Piedmont?
Piedmont Fall Foot Brake Frenzy, over $30,000 in prize money spread out over 3 days.
You know you got an event when it's the Fall Foot Brake Frenzy. And then people have to say
I
it
guess
all
that
day.
means no trans brakes, right, guys?
It's foot brake only, baby.
Okay.
But there's $30K.
Yeah, North Star Dragway in Denton, Texas.
Dynamite, you've been there.
We've been there. They have a 3-day event, the Big Country Raceway in West Texas and Twin Cities Motorsports Park in Monroe, Louisiana. They both have cool racing going on as well.
And don't forget, you're getting this weekend. It's March Madness. It's Match Race Madness, not March. Why are we getting the months all messed up?
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That's in April. November 29th, it's Turkey Weekend, and it's Match Race Madness at Verona. Heads up 2 out of 3 with you taking on Mo Wilson and crew.
That's right. There'll be a lot of fun events out there. And Dwight, I'm guessing your next event will be the warm-up the week before the March meet, right?
That's right. And that's going to be fun because we get all the runs we want.
You know what? We'll be up there with you. I'm going to ask Snarlin to come over and do a little crew chiefing on Diana's car.
Sure. A little fine-tuning. Dwight, is there anybody else out there you want to say a special thanks to or hello to before we sign off tonight?
I'd like to thank my sponsors, LKQ, Pick Your Part, Odyssey Batteries, LAT oils.
Oh, LAT Racing Oil. Man, that is the best racing oil out there, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely.
That stuff is great. We use that in both of our Novas, and it works perfectly.
It's doubled the
protection.
The protection, the life of the oil.
Have you tried the ATF, the transmission fluid?
No, I use Mike's transmission fluid in that.
Okay. Sorry I asked.
I got
Mike. I mean that's great to know.
Yeah. Got it. Definitely. There.
Well, Mike's taking care of you with your transmissions, right? That's the important thing.
There you go. That's the thing. Great transmission builder. That
Yes,
Mike.
he is.
Yes. And anyone else?
That's all the people there.
Well, great.
Just thanks to all my crew.
Special lady there somewhere. Want to say
my
thank
wife.
you? Yeah.
She puts up with me spending all this money.
There you go.
And then the sister, she worries about you.
She always worries.
So your wife's your special sponsor.
My wife does, yes. My bank account.
I think it might be nice to thank all the people that are working out at Garland Restoration, and I want to tell them to work hard and make a lot of money for the company. Please do.
Boss needs to go racing, yeah.
That's right. I need the money to finish that 57.
There you go. So, get that going.
Okay, well, that's about it for tonight. We want to thank everybody for watching. Bruce, why don't you take it away?
Dang, time flies. The encore presentation of tonight's show comes up next. Thanks so much for joining us for the frivolity, and we're back 1 week from right now, right here at SpeedSceneLive.com.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and theFoat.com.